Hello, back on the YouTube grind here. I'm going to talk about something that's been bothering me for a while. Basically, what's been bothering me is what happened to Joe Rogan, man. Joe Rogan used to be like a pretty chill podcaster who would talk about like aliens and the pyramids and psychedelics and comedy and UFC. And you would have these people come on with these crazy stories that you would have never got to hear. You would get sit downs with people who you never really hear get to talk for 3 hours straight. You know what I mean? Now he just became like a conservative robot, and I don't really care that he's gone conservative. Like if he wanted to just be more conservative in general, but then still did what he did and had conservative people on and talk with them and stuff, I'd really have no problem with that. My problem is that just every time I watch it now, no matter who he's having on, he just changes the subject into the most like five, six same talking points. Like he'll talk about COVID for a little bit, and then he'll talk about the left for a little bit, and then we talk about censorship, and then we talk about how crazy LA is, and it's just getting super old. It's just the same shit over and over and over. And like I've been seeing a lot of people jumping on the hate Joe Rogan train recently about like the Austin comedy scene. He's ruined comedy. I really don't give a fuck about any of that. I think it's like whatever you want to feel about that. I'm just critiquing his actual like podcast because it used to be fun to listen to, man. I used to feel like he knew a lot about wildlife, and he knew a lot about hunting and health and fitness and all these different things he was pretty versed in. And now it's just the same shit. Like he'll have somebody on like dude, you have Woody Harrelson on, bro, and then we just talk about LA and the left and censorship. Like I don't know, man. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I hate Joe Rogan at all. Like I'm still a fan. I want to be a fan. Like I used to love his content, and the only time I really watch now is like Protect Your Parks, or if he has somebody on I really like. But even then, like within 5 minutes of it, it's just talking about the same shit that I've heard literally 100 times about the left and about red food dye and seed oils and masks and quarantine and vaccines. I'm like, dude, COVID was 5 fucking years ago. Can we get over it already? It's just not entertaining. It's just genuinely not entertaining. And I feel like there's a lot of comedians doing this now where they stop making comedy podcasts about comedy and they just made it about themselves and their life and how famous they are. Like Tom Segura and Burt Kreischer and Joe Rogan and Andrew Schultz. Like all these guys just became like hacks, it seems like, in the last 2 years, which is cool. Like I was a fan of these guys. Like some of their stand up is decent, some of theirs isn't. But like I still don't hate them. I just wish they would go back to trying to be funny on podcasts. Like no one's listening to this shit anymore. You like this isn't like a hate video. This is more just like I'm just saying that your content, especially Rogan, is just not entertaining anymore. I used to like it. I used to stick up for him. But like, nah, I mean, he says some things I don't agree with. He always has said things I don't agree with, but I always thought it was cool. Like he would have people on that he would disagree with. If he got proved wrong, Jamie would pull something up. He'd be like, "Fuck, my bad. I'm wrong about that." Like, good catch. Now, when he gets proved wrong, he goes in like little temper tantrums and tries to belittle people and be and like make an excuse for it. Like, oh, it's so easy to fake stuff now. It's like, dude, you used to be the guy. You used to be the guy that could talk to anybody about anything. I could tune in and we could talk about wildlife or ancient history with a historian or fucking psychedelics and aliens and theories about humans and where we came from and cool shit like that. And then you would slip in some conservative stuff or liberal stuff here and there. And I feel like he used to be pretty left, decently left. And then you got a little more center. And now he's just like far right. Like he's just like a Facebook mom shit posting now every time I listen to him talk. And it's frustrating as a fan because I actually used to like him and I used to stick up for him. And I used to be like, no, I mean, if you actually listen to him, he's a pretty smart guy who really just has a plethora of topics he enjoys. And he's a curious person. He used to be that curious person who would have people who knew more than him on ask questions because he just wanted to learn. He just wanted to be knowledgeable on things. And I really respected that. And I liked it. I thought it was entertaining. Now every time I tune in, it's the same shit, bro. Like if you have Woody Harrelson on, I don't want to hear about censorship. I want you to ask Woody Harrelson about what he does, what his life is, what's a crazy story he had, how did he get started in acting, things like that. You have Matthew McConaughey on. I don't want to hear about AI for an hour. I understand AI. I'm over it. I get it. Oh, it could be so scary. Cool. What the fuck? Literally any eighth grader with a microphone in their basement could have that exact same podcast conversation. Like it's not interesting at all. It's overplayed, it's boring, it's bland. And honestly, it's kind of just sad. Like I used to be a fan. Like this isn't because I hate, like this is not hate Rogan. This is like I used to be a fan and I wish your content was entertaining still. Genuinely. Even when he has people like Shane Gillis on, who I love, who usually keeps the conversation really good and really funny. It's like he'll still try to talk about LA and how LA sucks and how Austin's so great and how like he's revived the comedy scene in this mecca of the top 10 assassins of comedy. It's like just bro, it's just cringe. Or he goes into, oh, I do red light therapy and ice baths every morning and this is my workout and I only get fucking peanut butter and mayonnaise from these companies and Black Rifle coffee. It's just, dude, you're just not fun anymore. You're just not fun. That's really it. Like, and a lot of these comedians in the last few years have really just become so out of touch. Like, well, I can't even listen to some of them. Like Tom Segura, just all he talks about how rich he is. It seems like Bert Kreischer's just like falling apart at the seams, and it's sad. Andrew Schultz is just a dick as always. Like, I don't know. I like comedians like Theo Vaughn's podcast and Shane Gillis's podcast and the Bad Friends podcast because it's a comedy podcast about comedy. Like they're just trying to crack jokes and have fun. Matt McCusker's a dog too, so it's like I don't know, bro. It's like what happened? What happened? You guys all got too high and mighty, and you talk about the art of stand-up comedy and how it's this sacred art form, and there's only 200 of us, and we do red light therapy and ice baths, and this lifestyle is so crazy, and normal people have to go to jobs, and look how lucky we are. Like, you used to shoot the shit about doing mushrooms and where did aliens come from, and talk about chimps and shit, like actually fun, entertaining stuff. Now he just became like a health nut, right wing, out of touch, superiority complex, ego driven comedy owner, club owner. It's like, it's cool, bro. I'm happy for you. And you know what? If, you know, later in life you like to venture into new topics, you know, you felt like you did all that. Now you want to get into politics super heavy, and that's what you're interested in your older age. Fine. That's fine, dude. It's your podcast. You obviously know more than me. You got more money than me. You're more successful than me for sure. Like, whatever. Who am I to hate? But as an actual fan, not as an actual hater, someone who has liked you and still wants to like you, you're losing your fans because you're not entertaining anymore. That's just it. And I feel like a lot of people agree with that. I feel like this is not a hot take at all. I feel like Joe Rogan's under the hate fire right now for a bunch of shit. Some of it I agree with, some of it I don't. Even when I liked Rogan, I didn't agree with everything he said. I still found it entertaining. I still could listen to it. It still was fun. I don't know. And I'm not even saying I disagree with the shit he says now. I'm not even saying I'm like mad that he's talking about right stuff. I honestly probably agree with a majority of the things he said the first time I heard it. And then I agreed the second time I heard it. And then the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh time I heard it, I'm like, dude, what? Why do I have to hear about the censorship during COVID for the 100th fucking time with 10 different guests that all do not give a shit? Like, I saw a clip of Joey Diaz calling him out for it, being like, dude, you are not fun anymore, basically. Like, COVID was 5 years ago, this and that. Like, just stay in your lane, bro. Make an entertaining podcast where you talk about cool stuff. Like, I even liked it when he had Elon on the first couple times, and it was like, whoa, here's a chance to talk to a guy for 3 hours that you would never see anywhere else, or like Kanye, or like anybody, bro. He had on The Rock. He had The Rock on, and that was the worst podcast of all time. It was just the most PR fake glaze each other session I've ever seen in my fucking life, dude. Rogan's just turned into a fucking shit stain on the toilet full of other shit podcasts that no one is interested in. And I'm sad to say that, man, because he really was the GOAT. He really is still the GOAT if he turned it around and just made an entertaining podcast. And I'm not even going to get into his comedy, but everyone knows his comedy's never been good. I don't understand how he's this like comedy guy. I've been here 20 years. I sell at arenas, and no one, you don't have any fans of your stand up. I genuinely don't understand how that makes any sense at all. At least Schultz is a dick. For the most part, I think his stand up is pretty good. I don't know, man. As a fan, I just want you to make entertaining content again and not just bring up the same five talking points that I've heard 100 times because it's just boring, man. I liked it when you had people on that I thought were cool and you'd have interesting conversations and actually crack jokes and have some good laughs and stuff. You were the curious guy who would be proved wrong. Now you're just like a right conservative talking head. You're not even like a comedian podcaster anymore. You're like a conservative talking head. Like you've kind of joined that group. And that's cool if you want to be conservative and like be Republican and like talk about it here and there. But you're going to lose a lot of your audience if that's all you do. And that's exactly what's happening here. So at the end of the day, no hate for him. I still want to be a fan. If I saw him in public, I'd shit my pants and get a fucking picture with him because I still think he's the GOAT. But his podcast isn't entertaining anymore. And if he doesn't do something quick, no one's going to listen to that shit anymore, dog. For real. We're over it. It's so boring now. It's so ass. I don't know how the fuck that can happen so quick. All right, that's about it. I just wanted to yap about Rogan. Deuces.